best transfer pricing team don't wait until after year-end to start their transfer pricing compliance. Being proactive and part of strategic conversations up front with the operations, finance, and treasury teams are critical to reducing both tax risk and annual compliance burdens.
Technology is becoming more and more important for managing transfer pricing compliances for a few reasons. First is we are living in a very dynamic tax environment which is constantly changing. The second reason is that there is a lot of audit activity which is happening across the globe, and as a result of which there is a need to ensure that using technology we are audit ready. There are audit trails which are kept by companies and groups so that at the time of audits there are no surprises. And third is there is a scarcity of resources. So therefore it's important that technology comes in to automate routine tasks and resources are freed up for other value added activities which are happening. As a result of this technology absorption and implementation, there would be a cost saving which will also come in. The main reasons for that is one, as resources are freed up, they will be used for other value-added work, and non-value-added work like compliances will get automated. That's one. Second, as we go along audits and we are more audit ready, there will be lesser risks and lesser cost of audit adjustments which will happen. And third, as we monitor prices and transfer prices on an ongoing basis and ensure that there is a balance between customs and transfer prices from an income tax point of view. So overall, there will be a tax saving for the group as technology is implemented.
TP Operate is an integration of operational transfer pricing and documentation. Operational transfer pricing refers to the extraction and processing of data all the way up to documenting the results in local files and transfer pricing reports. Documentation, on the other hand, refers to the process of preparing the local files or TP reports which taxpayers prepare as part of their annual compliance requirements. Nowadays, the integration of these two processes is important as clients need to manage the accuracy and consistency of the data that they use in the transfer pricing reports. In Deloitte, this integration is further enhanced by the technology that we use to ensure an efficient and methodical execution of data extraction and processing and preparation of the reports.
TP Operate opens up new opportunities for tax teams to get involved in the conversations with greater access to timely and relevant data. Another best practice is choosing a bespoke solution for the needs of your company. Previously, we saw companies fully centralizing and standardizing everything. We also saw companies that were decentralized and had each subsidiaries prepare their own local files. Now we see companies thinking more strategically about when and how to capture the benefits of centralizing and standardizing without creating new risks of compliance burdens on their overstretched tax resources. TP Operate gives companies the ability to right-size solutions to their needs and deploy their limited tax resources in an efficient manner.
The Operate value chain consists of 5 processes. The first one is data sourcing, which pertains to the process of extracting TP-ready data from the ERP systems or other databases. The second process is data wrangling and importation, and this refers to the act of scrubbing the data in preparation for policy implementation and dashboarding. The third process is processing and adjustment. In this phase, data is processed in the tool for implementation of TP policy and dashboarding, and it is adjusted to ensure that they are reportable for compliance purposes. The fourth process involves the importation of the processed data to the documentation tool, while the last step is reporting, which requires the lifting of the same data to the TP forms that need to be prepared as part of the annual compliance requirements.
For a TP director to plan for the technology part of transfer pricing and also how to manage compliances, there are 2 broad steps which have to be followed. First would be to evaluate the operating model which should be adopted by the group, taking into account their specific considerations, which would mean that whether the group should undertake the compliances in-house or through a shared service center of the group, or it could be an operating model where the entire compliance is outsourced to a third party, or it could be a combination of the two, which is a co-managed model. So the first choice would be to follow the appropriate model which is right for the group. The second would be more of a phase in which the first step would be that what is the as-is situation for the group, which is the readiness assessment and seeing the current state of processes, technologies, automation, standardization. That's the as-is current state. The next step would be, once the as-is is evaluated, the next step would be the strategy part of it, that what are the requirements of the group, what do they need to execute and implement in terms of readiness and technology. Third would be the build part of it, so what are the processes that they want to build into the program and ensure that it meets the requirements of the group. And the fourth step would be to execute the design part of it, and finally to get into the model of end-to-end managing the compliance. So these two steps put together would lead to the strategic direction of the group in terms of their transfer pricing compliances.
CFOs are demanding more from their tax teams and take compliance for granted. Therefore, tax teams do not have time to manually manage transfer pricing processes, and automation is a must. CFOs are looking for strategic partners in the tax organization to bring insight into how to create new value for the organization. By accessing key decision-making data using automated tools, tax teams will take a position as a strategic advisor to the CFO.